What is going on, YouTube? I am your host, Leon Gunstone. Welcome to Week 4 of the League of Extraordinary Assholes. I'm joined here with, as always, Hunter, JT Vega, and for I think one of the first times, Amanda Green. How's it going, everybody?
The Green Hat is here!
Yeah. So, this week, South by Southwest just happened. What do you guys think about that? The whole event is South by Southwest, which is considered a liberal haven by a lot of people, like an extreme leftist haven type of thing.
Yeah,
I think it was a shit show.
Oh, yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think it might have been kind of a shit show.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you for thinking that way. I mean, seriously, the shit that happened there and stuff like that, like, for instance, there's supposed to be an anti and a pro Gamergate event that was supposed to happen, but the pros never showed up. And Green, you have a better insight of why that didn't happen.
Well, actually, first and foremost, while the Gamergate side didn't show up to the harassment summit, that's because their panel isn't scheduled for today or that day.
Oh.
so they canceled it.
It might have been canceled. I have no idea to know for sure.
Because
However,
I heard they canceled it, and then they left.
So basically, during this whole week, I didn't know what happened. But you are talking about an event. Can you explain what happened in case that?
Well,
This is the first streaming.
Okay, all right. Let's explain to Hunter what basically happened. South by Southwest is always like a liberal arts event. It always had been considered a liberal arts event. They always have like the most liberal people that always go out there and stuff like that, and they talk about everything. But this year was supposed to be different because we were supposed to have there was supposed to be a pro and an anti-Gamergate panel, but with the pros, nobody really showed up, and the antis, no one showed up to watch that event. I mean,
not many showed up. There was only a few.
Everybody was. Brianna Wu was there, and a lot of other brain dead morons were there. But how would I put this? I don't know how to put it in words.
I
go to the event. Nobody went.
can have that idea. Now that you explained to me what happened, it's like, we are going to promote the next big thing about panel discussion, program, debate, whatever the hell you want. And what happened at that event to the hour of the match, if we put it that way, nobody came up, nobody showed up, so it was smoke and mirrors, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they did stream
Rubbish.
the whole thing, and it was kind of sad that the other, we let the other side talk. They talked. They basically said that they want to censor the internet.
Yep, they basically said that. They outright said that. Brianna Wu outright said that during the thing. It's like, oh my god, are you that stupid? You know censorship is a bad word on the internet, right?
And
You must
that's-
hate
and
humanity.
this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with a psychopath that wants to censor the internet because she's afraid that we might expose her little operation that she's doing with her lucrative business practices that she's planning to do in the future, her business ventures and everything.
People that don't know, Brianna Wu is Brianna Wu. I'm going to say it like this: for those who don't know, Brianna Wu is doing some really shady shit.
I heard she's been doing some shady shit.
Miracle just
What's
jumped.
she up
I don't know,
to?
girl.
What the fuck's going on? I'm not gonna be here long. I'm gonna be on for a few though.
Okay, give me your.
Don't worry.
Since you're gonna be here. Wow.
I just wanted to pop in. You guys hear I got a copyright claim on my stream last night, right?
Oh yeah.
I got a copyright claim. Not for now. I was playing Ghostbusters, the video game. I didn't get a copyright claim for the song, the Ghostbusters song, or anything like that. I got a copyright claim for playing the song "Taps,"
Really?
a song written that was written in the Civil War era. The U.S. Air Force copyrighted my video.
Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not even fucking joking. I just
The
Rubbish.
On you guys,
That's
don't you
fucking
guys,
rubbish.
don't you Navy boys joke about the Air Force all the time?
yeah, obviously they knew I was a Navy guy.
Then start doing some Air Force jokes. Let it all out on my channel. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing because basically it made me delete the entire stream, and now I'm doing what I wanted to do anyway, which is delete the entire stream, and now I'm just uploading the whole stream in 30-minute segments instead of it just being one big 3-hour-long video.
But
Okay.
still, it's fucking bullshit in that way because it's a proof that the YouTube system is way too fucking broken. It's fucking broken.
I made a tweet to fucking what's it called, to YouTube and all that shit about it because I was kind of like miffed, like, really, what the fuck is this? Is just stupid. Like, why?
I've got songs that I played like in background of games and stuff, and they were royalty-free songs. And there were songs that were so old that nobody could claim them. And they like tried claiming them, like, oh, such and such owns your song, and it was a completely unrelated company. It's like, no, they don't. They don't own this freaking song.
No, because after 50 years, if I'm not wrong, or more, depending of which product or song or footage, you can use it for free.
But what it is though is that a song can be public domain and not copyrighted. But what is copyrighted is the performance of that song by that performer.
Okay.
So let's just say if Marilyn Manson did a version of the song Taps, okay, then his performance would be copyrighted. So if I took his version of the song and put it on my video, then they can copyright claim it. This time, though, what I did was when I downloaded the video and I re-uploaded it, I replaced the recording that I used with a open source, like public domain version of it. So if they come back with another fucking copyright claim on me again, I have fucking evidence and proof to say you can't fucking claim this shit now.
But I have a question. Maybe it's very stupid, the question, but for what I know, they can claim also video footage, not the audio, but the motion picture. So
yeah, they can do that
They
too.
can claim that.
Do that.
So
It's just people off when they do that, and I don't think they really. I don't think they really. It really works for them if they attempt it. I just noticed for a fact is that you do that, you don't
Can
want.
anybody hear me?
It's just more fucking proof of how broken the copyright claim system is on their fucking website.
When I did the beta for Star Wars Battlefront, you guys heard me talk about this before.
I did that too. I got that copyright claim as well.
No, when I did the beta for Star Wars Battlefront, and I was talking about how the game was and stuff, how good, basically just playing the game. Some unrelated company, not EA, not Disney, not LucasArts, just some freaking unrelated company wanted to claim that footage, and they didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, I mean, we've seen like what's been going on there too. Like, what's his name? Is it Movie Snob? Nostalgia Critic's little buddy. He's
Cinema
also
Snob.
on there.
Cinema Snob.
Cinema Snob, yeah. He put a video, like, he was getting copyright claims on videos where it's just him and like 4 people sitting in a
Vlogs.
car talking about a movie they just watched, and it's like, but then there's no audio from the movie, no clips of the movie, nothing. It's just them chilling, and that's getting copyrighted. I mean, it's just such a
Bullshit.
it's so you can tell how fucking retarded this shit is now. It's ridiculous.
I'm getting tired.
What they're doing.
I'm really getting tired of this. I've had enough of having, like, for the longest time, I would literally cover gameplay footage and stuff, and I'd use open source images they release and press release images of the games. When I used to talk about in my, like, original videos I did for this channel, when I talked about games I was excited for, and they were like, oh, this is claimed. And I'm like, bullshit, is this claimed by IGN? They didn't do this image. This came from the company's website.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and one time it came from Kotaku.
Really?
One of my first run-throughs, it came straight out from Kotaku. It didn't come from IGN this time. It came from Kotaku. It's like, you don't own this video. Stop trying to claim that you own my video. And this is why I joined up with the network. I was like so tired of them doing this and stuff. And for a short while, it went away until like late 2013. They decided to bring it back up.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's what pisses me off about some of these YouTubers, though, that, like, well, like, the where's the fair use thing is a valid awareness thing. It's a valid thing and complaint. And personally, I think that it's not really going to affect much because there's not enough action being taken with it. I think what they need to do is all the YouTubers out there need to start banding together, especially the small ones, get a lawyer and take YouTube to fucking court and start taking all these other companies to court. You know, you could take YouTube to court and sue the shit out of them because you're losing wages, you're losing money off of this shit, and that could force them to fix things. And you have a valid case there. But the problem is, the thing that was really pissing me off is, like, you have all these other YouTubers that are coming out going, fuck the where's the fair use shit. All these big motherfuckers didn't give a flying fuck about us and all this shit until they got hit with it. And I'm like, you know what? Why are you bitching about this? Because now you have big names that are putting it out there and saying something's got to fucking be done.
The community guidelines thing.
Just because they were quiet before doesn't make them any less valid of what they have to fucking say. It's so fucking stupid. It's just like people want to bitch and complain about shit. What's his name? What's his name fucking did this shit? And I can't believe he did it on his YouTube channel, and he's been a real dick about it. Was fucking Gaming Goose. Gaming Goose made like multiple videos about bitching and yelling about how fucked up where's the fair use is and how it's bullshit. I was like, dude, do you even know what you're talking about?
Gaming Goose.
Gaming Goose
did this many years ago. He talked about it, especially the money issue with YouTube making money off of the YouTube and everything. He complained about those issues a while back. Even the Machinima contract, he talked about it too.
Oh man!
Annoying as hell. And I'm getting sick and tired of the. I'm just getting sick and tired of everything that YouTube has been doing. They've been basically screwing us content creators over for years. And I've been doing this for years. I've been making videos since 2006 on YouTube.
I understand that they had an issue with people posting like full movies, and I'm not kidding, full movies.
I'm gonna say it like this. So originally, I don't know where they were coming up with the full movie bullshit. None of us could get full movies. I'm being truthful here on this one. None of us could get. Oh, I got elect them on egg. Okay.
You'd be surprised.
Well, you could post. Well, the thing is
originally we couldn't. We couldn't post past 4 minutes originally, and I'm telling this from someone that's an original on YouTube that was there after the first, that decided to start posting after the first year of it being on. You couldn't post even in 2006. You couldn't post past 4 years or 4 minutes. And now I'm seeing people post 20-hour videos.
Well, I mean, the thing about the thing, like, the copyright claim system is valid to the point where you do need a system in place to stop people from uploading entire, like, music albums, like somebody taking Slipknot's self-titled album and uploading it and monetizing that video just so they can get money off of somebody else's work. I do understand the reasoning of why we need the system, but something needs to be done with the automated algorithm that's fucked up, because that's what's wrong. The automated algorithm is.
I'm going to say it like this. Randy Harper could make a better automated system.
I would agree, but the thing is you also have all of these other companies that their sole purpose, their sole goal is, oh, we just put copyright claims to steal the revenue from that so that whenever the claim goes away, we've already made our money off their video, because video's lifespan, it's, within the first 2 weeks of that video's lifespan, that's when it's getting hit the most. After that, it's not really getting hit as much, and the YouTuber that uploaded isn't making any revenue off of it after that, really.
And
So
it's really bad, and they need to be brought to court for this. Like how
and I agree, and that's the thing, though, but there's nothing punishing or stopping them from uploading this shit and from doing this shit.
Jailed for this, Nurgle. There needs to be people thrown in jail for this. I want to see them thrown
I
in jail.
100% agree with you, man. I really do. I believe that there's something that has to be done with it. Sooner or later, YouTube's going to have to do something, because eventually somebody with is going to create a new platform.
Yep.
And they're going to destroy YouTube, basically.
They tried.
Dailymotion's
What will happen too? It's
I'm just saying, like this Dailymotion's attempted to overthrow them, but Dailymotion is such a poor system. Their videos
it's weak.
have really bad lag to them, and it's
And Vimeo is for movie makers, basically, for independent movie makers.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you have money, you have to put up the money to post up there.
yeah.
Eventually, though, what's going to happen is there's going to become another website that will become the competition, that will do that.
Unless what will happen is backtracking a few decades. You remember those times when YouTube didn't exist even. So the sharing system is going to be archaic to this level. But if people are willing to do the old system before YouTube, they're going to do it if the bullshit is too high.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think people really knew this though much. I don't think they really get that YouTube. Like a lot of us, I remember this. YouTube is a privilege that you could post. Like before YouTube, you had to pay to post videos on the internet.
You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because back then servers were kind of expensive to post videos.
Yeah,
I used to remember.
I'm just saying, it was a privilege to have a video on the internet. You could be.
Yeah, I used to remember people used to put up movies through HTTP, which was another format, which was like another version of torrent, except you had to download through the server. And I used to remember downloading anime fan subs through the days of HTTP was around, but it cost money to hold up those servers because those servers were expensive to hold, especially when you had traffic and bandwidth. It cost a lot of money just to put those.
And bandwidth in that era was very thin on those times. Now it's Jesus Christ, it's infinite.
And I used to remember downloading stuff through 56K, and oh god, it was horrible. And then I had to download through Modzilla. Remember Modzilla or Downloadzilla?
Oh yeah. But yeah, back to the point here is like with YouTube, like with the whole thing you're going through and stuff like that. Since YouTube got its start, the original content, the creators of YouTube are on your side, Nurgle, if you want to believe it. They're on your side. They're sick and tired of what Google's doing with their page.
Well, everybody's sick and tired of it. I mean, everyone is absolutely pissed off at this bullshit. And the only reason why I'm not disputing these is because I don't monetize my videos right now. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't get enough views to make really any money off of my channel right now. And when I start hitting, maybe when I start hitting like thousands of views and thousands of subscribers, if that ever fucking happens, maybe I'll think about monetizing it. But right now I'm not doing that. So I don't dispute any claims that come in unless they're blocking my fucking video from being viewed outside the country. That pisses me the fuck off. Which the Air Force fucking did that, dude, with this last stream. They blocked the fucking video from being played outside the country.
Really?
Yes.
Really,
They
Air
blocked
Force?
it.
Oh god.
And I don't know if you guys know what the song Taps is, okay? Taps, Taps is the song that they play during funerals.
Oh.
I mean, and if you watch, like, during military funerals, like, if you watch the video in the beginning of the stream, I play my song, I play the intro from the YouTuber that lets me use his music, which is El Guitar Tom. He lets me use his stuff. He does a lot of, like, metal covers of Doom music. But when I get done after that, I
There's a
say...
link to the video, by the way. I forgot to post that.
Okay. I say straight up, hey, let's have a moment of silence for the death of our childhoods, and then I put a picture of the Ghostbusters, like, symbol flipping the bird to feminists, and then I play Taps. And it fucking pisses me off. It's like, why the fuck are you doing this? Why is Air Force claiming this shit? It's so stupid.
Because they want to.
I don't know.
Yep.
Any fucking way.
Yeah.
I think someone in the Air Force was having a hard time.
No, I'm telling you what it is. They know I'm fucking Navy. The Air Force don't like the Navy.
You having a giggle, mate? Is that what you're doing, mate? You having a giggle?
Having a giggle. I'm having a giggle.
I'm having a motherfucking giggle.
Okay.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm done. I should have been a death metal singer, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, just it's sickening when you see this though. It really is.
It is what it is. We all know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But hey, it'll all be over soon. Anyway, guys. So what else is going on? I'm sorry, I kind of invaded your fucking stream.
We were talking about South by Southwest, how pathetically absent Scooby Woo's group was.
Yeah, I
But
know.
Obama was there.
But you would, but you know what? You would think that there was not that you would think that they had a huge turnout with how many fucking articles were written about that fucking conference. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you see how many goddamn websites ran shit about that fucking thing? It's insane.
And yet they were not even there to report on it. That's the funny thing. They went to a...
Yep, and no one was there.
No one was there. They had like 3 people in the fucking audience, I guess. And I'm sitting there going, wow. Now, apparently Tuesday is supposed to be the other online conference, the more, I guess, the GG-focused one, that I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently Tuesday, that's when the other one is. I would laugh so hard if that one had like a huge turnout, but no media coverage.
I know. It's sad, too, because they've been trying to talk about this issue. Because we were trying to tell people, look, this is what they're doing. This is what they're trying to pull here. And yet the media is going to probably be acting like we're the bad guys here. And then they're going to have some protesters show up and call 911 that there's a bomb.
You know what?
It always ends that way.
They are. You know what? I gotta say one thing. Let them. You know why? We get more. They will like focus like what the hell? Why would Gamergate get a bomb threat at their event? And then they look into it and stuff, and maybe one of the people actually like, okay, I'm getting tired of this bullshit. I want to see what the hell.
Well, the funny thing was here's a funny thing. You heard there was a guy that was like looking up on the internet, and he was creeped out by what's her name.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. The Randy Harper thing, where she's sitting there looking at people like going behind people to look at their fucking phone to see if they're tweeting to Gamergate, and he's like, this crazy fat bitch keeps looking behind my fucking shoulder. I'm gonna tweet to Gamergate to freak her out. That shit was funny.
If she does it, you know what?
Because
that
chick.
Nurgle, what would your wife do if Randy Harper's looking over her shoulder like that?
She would probably punch her in the fucking face and say, "Get the fuck out of my shit, bitch."
Yep, and I gotta say it like that. That's the price you pay for being a creepy person.
I would have turned around and seriously looked at her and said, "Do you have a problem? Because I have a problem that you won't leave me the fuck alone."
Mhm.
And that would be with anybody. If she was looking over my shoulder and be like, "Excuse me, is this any of your fucking business? What the fuck I'm doing in my private time?"
Yep.
I mean, I would have fucking gotten in her shit. It'd have been funny as shit. I'd recorded the whole goddamn thing and went off on her. I don't care. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, it's because I guess some people kind of see it that way and be like, they realize how fucking ridiculous this person's acting.
Well, their
Wayne,
shit's not gonna
it
last
sounds
too much longer.
ridiculous.
Oh, go ahead, man. My bad.
It's creepy is what it is. Like what you just said about Randy Harper, her looking over your shoulder. If like for how you said, if somebody was looking over my shoulder like that, I would mistake him for trying to steal my password. I would.
No,
Yeah,
I would be
I would
saying
feel that way too.
it,
Go ahead.
It would be probably. I would be freaked
be
out by
calling
her
the
breathing
police.
behind my.
no, I'm gonna say it like this. I'd be calling for security and having Randy Harper's ass thrown out.
Well, here's the problem. They can't because she's a guest.
I don't care if
Actually,
she's
you
a guest
can
or
have
not.
you can have
That's
her
a
thrown
crime.
out regardless
That's
of
a
her being.
crime. That's a
She's not
crime.
allowed to just go. Excuse me. She's not allowed to just walk up behind you and say shit like that, or look at your shit. She's not allowed to do that. You're still invading privacy and shit.
I could. You know what? Someone really could. If so, I'm going to do this in a hypothetical situation here. Hypothetical. Don't take me on my word that I would actually do this. If someone actually did that and was looking over someone's shoulders, they could think that person's trying to pickpocket him. And if it's a girl, if like this person was trying to do it to a girl, they would like beat them over the head with their purse, which probably would have lead in it or something like that. I know some women that put heavy, hard objects in their purses so they could use them as slinging weapons. You would get smacked upside your head if it was one of these women that I would know of. If you tried doing that they thought you were a pickpocket if you're looking at their phone. Because that's attempted identity theft right there, Randy Harper.
All right. Well, the one thing I want to say, because I got to get going here in like 2 minutes, because I've got to go feed these kids. Scooby Woo. Scooby fucking Woo. Did anybody listen to what she said up there on the stage? She went up there and said like 8chan posts child pornography and doxings, and Kotaku in action needs to be removed because they are threatening people. All sorts of just crazy, wild, like conspiracy theory shit. And I'm just going, do you even know what you're saying?
Do you even logic, Randy?
Like,
The answer is simple. No.
it's like all I could think was you went up there and made a complete fool of yourself, and then she went and tweeted like, oh no, Milo Yiannopoulos is here and blah 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 this and that, and fucking Randy Harper tweeted back at me like, shut the fuck up, Milo is not fucking here. You're fucking ridiculous. Milo Yiannopoulos at this time was in motherfucking Alaska.
Yep. Randy Harper telling her off? Damn, that's a first.
Yeah, well, people are sick and tired of the bullshit that she peddles and says. You know, she says some crazy ass shit. I know because I follow her on Twitter now, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about?
I wonder, is there something mentally wrong with it? I want Frank to seriously have her examined. I mean, seriously.
There's nothing mentally wrong with her. There really isn't. She herself, honestly, likely does not at all believe what she's saying. I'm pretty sure it's quite apparent. Nobody actually believes the shit she's saying.
Who the hell are we
She doesn't
talking
believe
about?
the shit she's saying. We're talking about Brianna Wu.
And her little thing episode. We talked about.
Well, anyway, she has to say dumb ass shit to remain relevant for her to make money. And that's why she does it.
She's a Donald Trump of the SJWs. Let's put it like that.
Pretty fucking much.
I
Let's
don't
put it
believe
that way.
that's pure laziness about making money just to talk shit. Women, there's ways more clever to do money.
And we made fun of her over the whole pineapple thing because it's like she thinks that pineapple and with pizza is code for rape.
Oh God!
Can I?
Oh, get my head, Carl.
I just wanted to inform you guys. I don't know if you saw this, but Angry Joe got hacked.
I saw you say
Yeah.
that in our
Oh yes,
Skype
I saw
earlier.
that. I looked into that as well. I was looking into that, and it's like, why would he get hacked? And
Somebody. Here's what happened. I was I thought I was just gonna take a look at his at a few of his videos because I'm a fan of his. I like his stuff. And then somebody had uploaded a video called Kemstar got raped or something like that. And
Star raped his daughter. is
yeah,
basically what it said.
and it was the racist tirade of a video, and I thought to myself, this can't be Joe uploading this shit. And then I went to his Twitch account because I saw that he was gonna go live, and I thought I might, let him know. And then apparently the Twitch account had apparently been removed, and it's still removed.
Ooh.
So his Twitch was also hacked, and apparently, according to him on Twitter just now, he said, "All right, guys, I'm in touch with Google, Twitch, and Twitter, and I am aware who did it and how. The work is just beginning now." That's what he writes. So somebody has really fucked him over.
That's some wild shit, though, man. I mean, damn.
When Joe gets angry, you don't want to be in the room. I've heard stories about Joe getting angry.
Well,
I mean,
apparently,
genuine.
But what levels of angry? Angry to the levels of explode or implode? Because the worst levels of angry, it's
I
imploding.
think angry at the
in my
levels
opinion.
of you're freaking screwed type of
Well-
angry. I mean, he works for Polaris, which is under Maker, which is under Disney. I mean, I know people say that doesn't mean anything, but Polaris actually does a lot for their people.
well, to be fair, if Joe know who this guy is, then all I have to say to the guy is lawyer up, asshole, because Polaris is coming after you now, and they got lawyers, a lot of them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a
The
kid.
motherfucking fan is what you got to say.
That's funny because I was asking because I remember when I was discussing with someone who, well, you know about the chick that, no, not the chick, the girl or the woman. I don't know how to say it anymore because feminazis, but any fuck.
Don't worry about it.
And
Well,
the
I just-
girl who was who killed herself due by a train hit. And,
Oh, I know who you're talking
and
about.
I was imploding because I can have two levels of angry. One is when I explode, but then when I explode, I automatically implode, and that's a side that you don't want.
Can I just say for the record? Can I just say I
Yeah.
hope I speak for everybody in here when I say that this is totally unacceptable on any level. I don't care, even if somebody has hacked Brianna Wu's account, I would be angry at that because doxing is
would.
unacceptable. Doxing and hacking other people's accounts and is unacceptable, and I don't care who you are. I
Yeah.
don't care who it is. I would be pissed if somebody did it to Trump. But seriously, could we tell if somebody did? That's the biggest question.
I totally
Well,
agree with you.
now
It
that
is
you
fucked
mention
up.
it, yeah, because when Johnny Fox, you know that guy, he's one of my pals. He got doxxed, and I was
I
like,
remember that. I remember
man,
that. Yeah.
why?
Johnny Fox
Why?
used
I
to
was
be on the
explode.
Sunday School with us.
I wasn't exploding, but I was imploding, and that's the worst part that you can get from me.
You do know what imploding means, don't you? It means that you are
Imploding.
slowly. Yeah, you are
To
essentially.
the inside, not to the outside, like raging, like no. No, that's not the way of being angry.
Well,
when I
imploding-
got angry, I can be very cold,
Well,
colder than ice, to be quite
that's-
honest. And
Yeah, that's-
I can be menacing.
Okay,
I
man.
believe that's.
Okay.
I believe that's called passive aggressive. Anyways. I just thought I'd just let you guys know because this shit has apparently hit him very hard. There's even rumors that somebody tried to hack his Twitter, but they somehow did not manage to do that. And here's the crazy part. the guy, this fucking idiot who did this, actually tried to link the donate button on his Twitch channel. So they were trying to make him give money to his account instead. So I don't know.
Damn.
It's crazy. I mean,
Wow.
these people really
nuts.
wanted to. The guys who did this apparently wanted to fuck him over bad. And the video that was on his site, that racist Tyred video that was uploaded onto his YouTube channel, it had around 30,000 views before it was taken down. So it was like,
Well, holy shit.
so
That's
people
just
were
crazy.
and people were like, what the hell?
Well, guys, I don't want to interrupt anybody, but I gotta roll out. I got shit to do. I just wanted to pop in and say what's up, hijack the stream for a minute, and get the fuck out. So,
Okay, that's
Well,
fine.
thank you.
yeah, y'all have a good one, man. Take care.
See ya.
See you, Nurgle.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, but we could stay on topic with that Angry Joe thing. Like I for one am against doxing of any kind or hacking. I think it's the most pathetic and most cowardly thing you could ever do on the internet. And people that do it are virtual for lives. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean it's really has become this crazy thing, you know. I mean, I think Google needs to take a look at their security as well, because this was not just somebody DDoSing his YouTube account or his site. This was somebody actually getting into his channel and actually uploading a video on his channel. So this is a huge security
And then
breach.
stealing. I mean, this is outright thievery. This
Well,
isn't
no,
some.
no, he didn't steal anything, but he just he broke in. It was an illegal break-in to his account. It's like he didn't steal nothing. He didn't. I mean, here's what he could have done if he really wanted to fuck him over bad. He could have deleted all his videos.
Delete the account. Yeah.
Yeah, and that would have put Google through the whole trying to track it all down and say we're sorry to it sort of thing. And it would have been PR nightmare for YouTube.
Yeah, it already has become. And Twitch, I don't know. A lot of people are now contacting Twitch to basically let Joe have his account back, because if you go to his Twitch account now, you will see that it has been removed by the user. Sorry about that. That's the message Twitch gives when you try to access his account. But I just thought I'd just stop in and shoot the shit about that. I'm gonna leave you guys because I'm sure I have completely derailed whatever topic you guys were discussing.
we're just talking about a bunch of random. I was getting into Daredevil next, so
The League of
Daredevil.
Assholes. So
yeah, the new season.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Okay, I want to stick around for that, because I just rewatched season 1, and fuck me, if they can have the same quality in season 2, I am excited as hell. That's next Friday, right? Yeah, that's next Friday.
Yes.
Walking Dead, right? Or not?
Yep, it's next Friday, and
Oh yeah.
it's coming up within the weekend. What do you guys got? Any high expectations since the Punisher and Elektra are going to be in this season?
I'm excited to see the Punisher. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the Punisher. It's the guy who played Shane on The Walking Dead who plays him, and he's not a bad actor. He's a pretty damn good actor, actually.
I
And
thought that would have been a good choice to Punisher because this is basic.
yeah, and it's gonna be interesting. I love it seems like they're just setting up the show to be in this kind of like, okay, now that the big baddie from the season 1 is gone, and that basically Daredevil has decimated the criminal elements, you know, he's gonna see that it wasn't that simple to begin with. I'm hoping for a very dark series.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited.
Netflix happened, and it's on Netflix, by the way. Netflix has been happening to give their series a lot of second chances. I mean, Fuller House got terrible reviews, but they want to give it a second chance. It's like I think they're going to go back and say to the writers, either with Daredevil, it's like keep doing what you're doing, or Fuller House, do better jokes.
Yeah, but keep in mind when Full House actually ran back in the 90s, the very first joke of the very first episode of Full House back in the 90s was the baby is sleeping like a baby. That was the first joke.
What the fuck?
I'm
Yep.
not kidding. I'm not kidding. Go back and find the very first episode of Full House. That's the first joke when they enter the house. I'm not fucking kidding you. It's essentially the babysitter coming towards Bob Saget and goes, "Oh, the baby is sleeping like a baby." That's the very first joke in the series. It's so fucking bad. Oh, it's bad. It's cringe-worthy.
Oh man, worst joke ever.
Yeah, and it's all downhill from there. And it's like, I don't know why this show ended up being as popular as it did. I mean, it ran here in Norway as well, you know. It ran here in Norway after, like, this after-school special kind of thing, like 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. We had Step by Step. We had that fucking Urkel kid who you really wanted to punish.
Family Matters.
Family Matters, we had that, and we had Step by Step and Full House, and these shows ran from 4 p.m. to around 5:30 p.m. You know, that's like the afternoon special kind of thing. So it ran all the way back in the 90s here in Norway as well, and I never could get into it. I was like, everybody was like, I was at a friend of mine's house, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna watch Full House," and I was like, "No."
Well, Full House, or in Latin
man,
America, called as Tres
Yeah,
por Tres.
someone
Yeah,
in
I know
those
that.
shows. There's a YouTuber that did like the Pokemon GTA 5 intro video that they did. They did a couple months ago. They apparently did one for Full House and Family Matters and a few other shows. Charlie's Angels. I mean, it's Powerpuff Girls. This guy's freaking talented. But getting back to the topic here about Daredevil, I just had to get that one out of the way. Daredevil, do we have high hopes it'll be a good season, or was that just gonna be a like one-hit wonder type of thing first season?
Well, here's the interesting part about Daredevil season 1. I mean, the main actor who played Daredevil, he's a pretty good actor, and the supporting cast did a very good job as well. But the main show, the guy who stole the show in season 1 was Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk. He was the guy who stole the show in the season 1. So I think a lot of the great elements in season 1 had a lot to do with Wilson Fisk, and it played by Vincent D'Onofrio. I'm sorry, I had to repeat this. So I think his acting ability, the way he portrayed the character, was very interesting. He was not just this bad, terrible guy. He had a backstory. You knew why he was the person he was, and he had a lot of complexity to him. And he was so brilliant in the way he played him, and that's why I found the show highly entertaining to watch, because of him. So unless they can get another, if the guy who plays the Punisher, if the Punisher storyline will be good, just as good, and have the same kind of gravitas to it, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think it's going to be good, but I think that Vincent D'Onofrio carried the season 1 in his pocket. Daredevil was just the guy who fucked him over, basically.
Okay.
You know what about I think about these shows that had a great season 1. The risk of season 2 is very high because you said it. Vincent, the actor, obviously, take a good role for what you're saying. I'm basing my argument on what you're saying. But if you're going to do a season 2 or season 3, don't make it a long series like until season 10. What happens, for example, with Smallville back in the 2000s, which was a great season 1 until they go like season 10, and it was like meh again, Smallville, and
well, a lot
boring.
A lot of shows do that. When there's been a lot of examples of shows that have overstayed their welcome and have become worse and worse after every season. But that's
Lost, for example.
But I don't think, but Lost was, I mean, even the writers recently said in an interview that they were just making this shit up as they went along. They had no idea how to finish the show, and they actually admitted that a couple of years. Yeah, they were just, well, I don't think that's the case here, because it's, because every single, because keep in mind, the Daredevil show is connected to Jessica Jones, it's connected to the upcoming Luke Cage show, and it's so these shows are all connected to the Marvel universe. And Iron Fist, yeah, that's right. It's all connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
So they can't take too many liberties with it. They have to remain in that sort of universe. And I think that the whole point of the Netflix shows right now is to introduce the viewer through to these characters. You know,
This
we
new
have
character superhero. Yeah.
yeah, we have Jessica Jones, we have Luke Cage, Cage or whatever the hell his name is, and we have Daredevil, and we also have another character that's going to be introduced, and then there's going to be a new Netflix show where all of these characters are together, stopping crime in New York. So that is what I'm looking
Heroes
forward
for
to.
Hire.
Heroes for
And
Hire.
obviously, if it goes well,
Or
it's
Avengers,
going to
depending on-
appear to Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And it's a good idea because the Netflix shows of Marvel so far have been excellent. Jessica Jones was actually a way better show than I thought it would be. I was actually pretty...
Better
I loved
than
it.
we expected. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show, and I think that that show also had an amazing villain. The guy who played Doctor Who played the
right.
villain, and he was fucking awesome in that show. Jessica Jones herself did a very good job, and a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, it's a feminist show." No, it isn't. It's a very good show. That's
I
what it
haven't
is.
watched it yet. I'll get around to watching it, but I just finally got around to watching Daredevil, and it's actually I like the show. I like the backstory with like the other characters. I like what they're doing with like the supporting characters and stuff. They did it really well. It's kind of like the Flash and Arrow, how they did with that. And even what's that other one that just came out, Legends of Tomorrow. Have you watched those shows?
Yeah, I watched it.
They've been blown out of the park with those shows.
Yeah,
And
but
I
the
think-
funny thing is, they did a kissing scene with two girls.
Yeah.
I
don't
liked
care
it.
about that. I don't give a
It's
shit
the
I
about
liked
that.
21st
it.
century. So.
Yeah,
Well,
she had problems. I mean, with her, I don't know, with like that one character, I can't think of her name right now, White Canary, I think is what they call her on the show. I can't think. I don't know like what's her issues, but I know she like was resurrected through the Lazarus pit. So I'm just waiting to see. I'm just waiting to see how well they get that season up. But they've been doing a good job with all of their series. Like DC is, but the problem is they're not going to use the same actors in the movie as they are on the TV shows, like Flash and Arrow.
I know.
They're not
Well,
gonna do the movies.
this is where Marvel actually is pretty good because they like this sort of the only exception to the rule is the Hulk, who is replaced by Mark Ruffalo in the movie, but that's because the other actor had no interest in being in the movies anymore. But I think that
Yeah.
Marvel has had a good consistency of having the same actors pop up. You know, if
Right.
Captain America is still played by Chris Evans in the other movies, and Robert Downey Jr. plays Iron Man. I mean, if they're gonna replace any of these actors,
And
the one
Chris Hemsworth, if that's the other actor who plays Thor,
Okay,
and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Thor.
and whose career will be destroyed by the new Ghostbusters movie. Anyways,
Oh,
and anyways, I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of interesting stuff coming out. Me and Andrea are gonna do a stream in a couple of weeks after we've seen the Batman vs Superman movie. He knows that I absolutely hate Man of Steel, so I'm curious to see how this movie will turn out.
I have high hopes for it. My problem is like, for instance, the DC shows and stuff like that. Like, they said that one of the recent things they just said about the new DC movies is they're not going to be origin stories. They said it like that. They're not going to be we're not going to do origin stories.
And that's good because I think people
So
have
I'm
seen.
hoping they'll get it from the show. I'm hoping they'll pull it from the TV show itself, like the ideas, like the premises.
Yeah, I mean they have done a lot of origin stories. I really don't think we need to see another one, but it's really interesting to look at the reaction to the trailer from Batman v Superman. I mean, I was very negative about it, but then you have Marvel coming out with the Captain America trailer, and everybody fucking loves it. So I'm more hyped for that movie than I am for Batman v Superman.
Everyone was hyped about the new Avengers movie as well, because it features Spider-Man, but unfortunately you won't see Garfield.
What?
You won't see Garfield in the next one.
What are you talking about?
The actor that played the
Andrew
current
Garfield.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
yeah,
him,
Andrew
yeah,
Garfield.
Well, I never liked him as Spider-Man. I liked him better than Tobey Maguire, but I never liked any of the Spider-Man movies. I didn't like a single one of the Spider-Man movies. I could not stand them at all. Maybe it's because I don't like Spider-Man. I don't know.
I understand.
That's valid. So yeah.
So it's like you know, a lot of people were excited to see Spider-Man in the new Captain America trailer, but I honestly could not give two shits. I was like, as long as the movie has Robert Downey Jr., I'm good.
Yep.
You know, it's funny because what I watch on Facebook on the post about the reaction, rating reaction, to be quite honest, of the trailer and the Avengers movie and Spider-Man, and it was like, yeah, it's a Spider-Man, but what the fuck is this costume? What are you doing? And then starting to whining and beating and whining and beating and
all right,
they're calling.
let me look at the new Spider-Man costume.
They're calling him
It
the
looks
Walmart Spider-Man.
CGI.
They're calling him the Walmart Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're complaining about it being too CGI. Ugh.
so fucking what? If it
Well-
works, it works. Done.
I gotta say one thing though. Black Panther looks fucking awesome in that trailer.
Oh yeah, Black Panther. I'm glad they're bringing Black Panther in. I like
And-
Black Panther.
Well, anyway, guys, I gotta take off. I thought I'd just stop by and shoot the shit. So you guys have a good night.
I guess see you later, Origin. Okay, so do you guys have any high hopes for Daredevil when it comes out?
Daredevil. I never watched it, but I'm interested now.
It's on Netflix. If anybody's interested in watching it, it's a really good show.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy it.
I'm going to check it out.
Gave it a chance because I just never had the time to watch it. But now that I watched it and stuff, it's actually a really good show.
Yeah.
So I gave it a chance. If you guys want to see it, it has a good cast and crew. The cast and crew work well together. Chemistry between the people is amazing, and it has a dark feel to it. Has a real dark feel to it, and it's actually a good dark movie.
Those dark fields that you know that you wanted, and that's why I'm interested. And the name Daredevil, it's very tempting.
Yes, he's a blind superhero.
Yeah, that's why. So I wanna talk about the other two guys already left, but this is an argument about Superman versus Batman. About the first time that I watched the trailer, it was interesting,
'Cause that's coming
but I feel like DC was trying to not be that jolly, that flashy, that like, oh, look at me, this is the epic verses that you are everybody was talking about, and losing the language, and they are trying to make it humble, and that's what I like it. And man, I'm not going to watch it on the cinema or the theater, but I'm going to probably watch it on cable in 2 or 1 year later. So that's a movie for sure that I'm going to watch it during the Saturdays in the afternoon, and it's going to be a good time. Like Avengers: The Age of Ultron, which is going to premiere in Latin America and in March 29.
Really? You haven't gotten it yet?
But in the cable, not in the cinemas.
Oh, okay.
In the cinemas was 1 year ago, 2 years ago, I don't really know. But in cable, it's going to premiere March 29.
Wait a minute. What? Latin America didn't get the cinema yet? So I'm like, that's stupid.
No. The cinema. They got it on theaters. They premiered it. But that was 1 year ago or 2. I don't know. The same time that North America released it. But now on cable, like I don't know, HBO or I don't know, TNT, I don't know. In cable, it's going to premiere in March 29, and that's going to be my chance because I watched it in the theaters the day of the release. So, yeah, I'm
So,
interested in that.
I have high hopes for it to be good. I have high hopes for like the next Captain America movie to be good. I mean,
About the
I
Captain
saw that
America,
trailer.
yeah.
That trailer just recently came out with Captain America, and it's like, damn, they put a lot of work into it this time.
They made an effort to make the Civil War credible, and that's great because everyone also is complaining that all the Civil War was more great. Man,
People
shut the fuck up for a minute.
People like to whine
Enjoy
at
the fucking
everything.
movie.
I'm gonna say it like this: people like to complain at everything. Look at the SJWs. That's the
Yeah.
SJW that's doing this. Okay, they whine about everything. If there's nothing to whine about, then they have no meaning in life. They're pathetic.
And
You gotta
that's my
learn that.
point. Please enjoy the movie. If you wanna watch a freaking movie, choose wherever you want. Just enjoy it because, Milo said it that we lost the capacity of joy, of enjoy ourselves, and that's what's happening right now. And for what I concern, again, when I'm out of the stream in minutes later, I'm going to enjoy myself again, and I'm going to read my manga or watch my anime, do my Photoshop editions and shit like that. You are going to still playing Digimon Masters,
Yeah.
leveling up to Rice Greymon, and enjoy
and
yourself.
we're just playing these games, and that's all we do. It's our hobby, and people need to know that this type of stuff is our hobby. This is what we do on our fun time. This is what we like, and and they're trying to make this all a business.
They are criticizing for having
They're trying to
what
make.
kind of person are you?
They're trying to make our hobby into a business, and it's not going to end well.
A business based in a sin because they are trying to make it look the gamers like a sinners.
Yes, they're trying to make
and the funny thing is right now is, well, if doing my hobby, gaming, doing shit like that is a sin, I'm a fucking sinner.
Yep.
It will dare you to counter-argue that.
Yep. That's basically what it is anymore these days. Is that they're trying to make us trying to say we're bad just because they said so. They're kind of like Reverend Robertson when he said, "Oh, video games are the devil because I said so."
Because Pokemon is the devil, and that's
that's a Reverend. This is what Robertson just said recently. He says video games.
He also said the Pokemon was the devil too, right?
Yeah, they all said that shit.
Yeah, I remember. And he was like, they were all preaching the sentiment of these video games are evil because, according to the Bible in chapter 3:11 of Matthew, 9:11 of Matthew.
I don't know. These Bible thumpers don't even read the Bible. I'm saying that right now as someone that's actually read the Bible, looked through it from cover to cover. I'm going to say it like this. They've never read the Bible. They don't get the meaning of it. And you know what?
It was funny.
Let those wannabe Christians stay one.
You know something I remember about the Bible?
Something that's actually from the Bible. Don't pay attention to the straw in your brother's eye until you remove the rafter in your own eye.
You know, it's funny because one day I was in the street on the avenue, and some preacher said something like the Bible, that the rage of God and shit like that, fanatics. And he quote a Bible quote. Sorry for the repeatings. And I just say screaming, man, Austin 3:16. It says, "I've just whipped your ass."
Says, "I just whooped your ass."
But in Spanish, obviously, because I'm from Chile, so Latin America. But yeah, acabo de patear tu trasero, or I just whip your ass, which is the fucking same. So yeah, but I said
That's,
Austin 316. That's the gold phrase.
yep. Whoa. Shit, my chair. Oh yeah, speaking of wrestling, last night WWE did their special event, which I agree with Tubimo on this one. It was just a glorified house show, basically.
Filler.
Yes,
For
and
me, it was
just,
filler.
yeah, that's all it was, and it was like a 2 hour long show.
Yeah.
Or like a 2.5 hour long show and stuff. And all they did really was just Dean Ambrose versus Triple H. They're trying to build up Dean Ambrose, not for the fans. We already know he's a good wrestler, a good maniac, and
Yeah.
we already know that. They're trying to do this to Vince, basically. They're trying to convince Vince, basically, that actually no, Vince is basically trying to convince his shareholders that Dean Ambrose is the future and stuff. And
Can
we're-
hold.
yeah,
Like,
and like Bray Wyatt, like the match between Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar, Lesnar just beat Luke Harper to bloody pulp while Bray Wyatt ran for his life. So I was looking at the whole thing with Tubby Emo and his tweets and stuff, and what he was saying, and I was thinking about something like, you know what, this could be the case. There could be a triple threat match at WrestleMania, and Lesnar versus Wyatt at WrestleMania, because it would make it better. Ambrose versus Lesnar. It wouldn't sell that many tickets, but Ambrose versus Ambrose in a triple threat match with Reigns and Triple H would be it.
Yeah, that will sell very well because one of them is going to turn heel, obviously.
Yes, and it has to be Reigns. He's the only one that the fans are not behind. They need to give him a reason to boo Reigns.
And you know why? Because you know about the case of The Rock back in the 1997.
Yes,
Not when he was the biggest star.
They called him Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia, the
said,
big.
you're supposed to like this guy, and they did this like long build up and stuff, and this was around the time when internet chat rooms and stuff were starting to get the thing, and everybody on the internet was saying, I hate him so much, and there are people around like discussing at bars, I hate this guy. They're going to be shocked when we boo him out of the stadium. Everybody had this like secret agenda to boo Dwayne Johnson out of the stadium because that's what he was known as, was Dwayne Johnson.
And of course he decided to change his attitude and become the bad guy. Because he was pissed.
But they didn't do it that way. They basically, what they did was it was a slow rise for him. They were like, oh, he's this amazing wrestler. Then they put him in Samoan attire. What you saw him in was almost the same type of clothing his grandfather wore. Grand Chief Maivia.
He smiled a lot, and I remember
he smiled all the time and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I'm happy." Everybody kept saying Rocky sucks, even if they
then he decided to join the Nation of Domination after that.
I'm gonna give a little backstory on this. Let me continue. They gave him the Intercontinental Championship, which is the champion you get if you're going someplace big. That's what it used to be anymore. I don't know if it still is, because there's a lot of losers, people that they keep burying under a pile of John Cena memorabilia.
Like for example,
Triple H grabs his golden shovel. Vince grabs his golden shovel and buries him under a ton of John Cena memorabilia. Is the joke I always have right now. But they tried pushing Dwayne Johnson. They gave him the Intercontinental Champion. They still booed him. They're like, okay, this guy needs to be.
The Rocky sucks.
So they put him on. Instead of him being Rocky Maivia, they just called him Rock, and then they called him The Rock, and they put him on with the Nation Domination stuff like that, which was kind of like this. It was an all African group, and Dwayne Johnson being half African American because his father was Rocky Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was known as The Rock, basically. Mm-hmm. That's why he was called Rocky Maivia, was after his father and grandfather.
Right.
And then they named him, and then they pushed him towards this, like, they basically were pushing him towards he couldn't be a hero, a character, because Stone Cold Steve Austin you can't be at the time when Dwayne Johnson was being famous. He switched from because Ted DiBiase left the World Wrestling Federation.
The Ringmaster.
The Ringmaster, yes, the Ringmaster. Oh, God, the Ringmaster, the worst gimmick in history of wrestling. One of the worst gimmicks
name
Oh
in
God.
history.
Yes,
What the fuck? So
I
generic.
mean, he was better than Steve Austin, but he was the Ringmaster, and he says this doesn't work, and his long story short, so Steve Austin went by. His wife said, drink the coffee before you get Stone Cold, and Stephen Austin changed his name to Stone Cold Steve Austin instead of the Ringmaster, and it kicked. And he says Austin 3:16 says I just whooped your ass. That was the first time he said that at King of the Ring, and after he dropped Jake the Snake Roberts, he basically said Austin 3:16 just whooped your ass, and
Because they are mocking of John 3:16 in the promo.
Basically. Yeah, it's basically like that. But he riffed that entire thing. What the story goes, he riffed most of that. So that was and he got that attitude from Paul Heyman when he was in ECW, and now Paul Heyman's running around with Brock Lesnar, and now go back to modern day, and this is where I'm going with this one. Roman Reigns needs to be managed by Paul Heyman. That is the way you're going to get him. If not, this is what Brock Lesnar would have looked like if Paul Heyman wasn't there for him. You're seeing what Roman Reigns is right now. This is what Brock Lesnar would have looked like if Paul Heyman wasn't there.
And they really worked Roman Reigns a lot in the wrestling thing.
Oh,
and they failed.
Oh,
just like The Rock in the 1906 when he debuted. It was the smiley guy, like you said before.
There's two ways of how you're going to deal with Roman Reigns. One is if you make him the corporate champion. That is one of the ways, and they did it with Seth Rollins. No, they should have done that with Roman. You don't do that with Rollins. That guy had more of an anti-hero to him than a hero.
Yeah.
Than a corporate champion, a villain. They made him like this ultimate little bitch when he was like one of the best high flyers out there.
I remember they did the hardcore championship thing, like the championship belt, and they were like, one person decided, I forgot who it was. He decided, I'm gonna fight 24/7 every day.
Yeah, they made the belt 24 thing, and
the stipulation of
it got to the point where Briscoe pinned Patterson while he was asleep.
Yeah, and it was like 1, 2, 3, and Briscoe was celebrating like, yeah.
Yes, in WrestleMania 17, they had this like one of them got the hardcore champion, and like the Hurricane got the hardcore champion. The Molly Holly, who was
18,
Molly at the time, beat him over the head, took the hardcore champion. Christian opens the door and slams her right into Molly Holly's face, and she drops, he pins her, takes the champion, and then he gets knocked out. I don't know who knocked him out, but that's how ridiculous the hardcore champion was. But back on the main subject here of WrestleMania season coming up, Roadblock, it was crazy. Natalya versus Brie Bella. This was in the homecoming for Natalya.
Yeah.
And not technically, she's from Calgary. This was in Montreal.
Wait. Are you talking about the Roadblock? It wasn't Brie Bella versus Natalya. It was
not Brie
Natalya
Bella.
versus
I mean,
Charlotte.
Natalya versus Charlotte. I don't know.
Charlotte Flair, yeah.
Yes, Charlotte. Natalya versus Charlotte. Sorry. Yeah, thanks for correcting me there. I don't know where Brie. Oh, that was from Fastlane. It was Brie versus Charlotte, but Natalya versus Charlotte, and it was a good match, and yeah, it was a really good match.
Decent. It was decent. Nothing to complain, basically.
Yeah, it was a good match. She hit her with the sharpshooter, and her father helped her win. And she knocked her father out. Natalya like pounded her father right in the face, which if you hear stories from the Divas on like interviews and stuff, she hits really hard. So Yeah, so she knocked Ric Flair and literally stunned him, and Charlotte rolled her up and did a second rope dirty pin, basically, is where she puts her feet up on the second rope and holds her down. So she did a second rope dirty pin, and they're setting up like the triple threat of the NXT Women triple threat match. They're getting that whole thing set up, so there's that, and they just ultimately set up for the Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles.
AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Getting that thing set up, and this week Chris Jericho says, "I hate Canada. You're all slow and stuff like that," to get people to boo to him because Canada, he's Canadian, so he's gonna get cheered. And then they brought Jack Swagger up, the real American, and they're trying to get people to cheer for him and stuff. And Chris Jericho beats him, hits him with the code breaker, and pins him.
Yeah.
And then gets him hits him with the walls of Jericho, and Swagger taps out, and which is basically an inverted Boston head crab, and yeah, that was that one, and there was an NXT tag team match, which possibly was the best match of the night. It was Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus Dash and Wilder, and it was a good match. I mean, they were basically Triple H had that match there to show that the head staff how you're supposed to do a promo for a tag team, how you're supposed to do a tag team and stuff. I mean, they have New Day and stuff, but there's not really anyone to challenge New Day. There's no good tag teams to challenge them. Usos are good, but they're nowhere near the Realist boys. They're nowhere near the Realist.
The thing with the Usos is it's meh. It was like, oh, they are good. They are really good, but meh.
They're amazing wrestlers, but they don't have they have that amazing chant and stuff, but they don't have much more other than that. But they have the presence and stuff like that, but they don't have anything else. Like, for instance, with the Real Boys, I think that's what I forgot what they're called, but Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, and Carmella came out, and they gave off one of the best promos.
You know what we need really hard? The Balor Club. The Bulletproof Club.
Bullet Club, yes.
But really, like the night after WrestleMania, debuting Finn Balor, and making presence, like, I don't know, if Shane O'Mac loses, he tries to, I don't know, hijack or invade Raw. It's like, if I'm not running Raw, and this shit is going to be worse than ever before, I'm going to take action, and not in the good way.
Yeah, and the Balor Club, it's going to be called the Balor Club, not the Bullet Club. If anything, it's going to be called the Balor Club, is how they're doing it, because they got that word all together. I forgot what it was called. They franchised that word, basically. They got that word. They did that word. They got the rights to that word, so it's called the Balor Club. Their group. So they wouldn't have trouble with New Japan Pro Wrestling or TNA.
Yeah.
So they have their Balor Club now, and we're not going to see AJ Styles as part of it. He's going to be on his own, basically.
Yeah, he's building his career on his own.
Was the original founder of that group, so we're going to expect to see something with them pretty soon. Either it's going to be an NXT invasion or what. So that's what I'm going to see from that. But moving back on to WrestleMania,
I don't see an NXT-wise invasion, because almost everyone is like, they are renewing superstars, in quoting marks. I think that the Balor Club and maybe some tag team, like, I don't know, Chad Gable, for example, and his partner.
Back on this now. If they're smart, they should move Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy to the main roster. I think this is a long shot for me, but I think they did that match because NXT TakeOver Dallas, which is the day before WrestleMania, it's not going to be Enzo versus. It's not going to. gonna tell you who's gonna be in that match because it was already pre-recorded and stuff. It's not gonna be Enzo versus. It's not gonna be the Realist versus Dash and Wilder. It's gonna be American Alpha. Ready, Willing, Gable. You know those two. The American Alpha. It's gonna be American Alpha versus the Revival. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. It's going to be Jason Jordan, Chad Gable versus Dawson and Wilder, basically. The Revival versus American Alpha. That's going to be that match, and on there, I don't even see Carmella a part of that roster. It's Bayley versus Asuka, Sami Zayn versus Nakamura, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin, who was a part of the Bullet Club, by the way. Austin Aries was a part of the Bullet Club. Paul versus Elias Sampson. So there's not going to be any matches that night that's going to feature Carmella or I gotta think their name. I can't think of their tag team name. The
Hype Team.
No, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. I don't think they're calling them. They don't. I don't know what their name is, but they're just Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. They're a tag team group. So they're
call him the Hype Team.
Yeah, no, the Hype Bros are Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. But this group, I have a feeling Enzo and Colin could be facing New Day in WrestleMania. Don't take me on. Don't quote me word by word on that one. This is just a theory. I could see them facing New Day at WrestleMania because they're the most popular group among NXT, and I'm looking at the match card right now. They don't have a tag team matchup right now, so they could be a pre-show tag team matchup or what.
And the League of Nations is just.
I don't think they're going to use.
You know something about the League of Nations? The League of Nations could be perfectly the new corporation, and they wasted.
Yeah, they wasted. I mean, Wade Barrett's leaving.
Man, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
that's a fucking.
I've always said they've been burying. Vince McMahon's been using that golden shovel and burying Wade Barrett under tons and tons of John Cena. I'm serious here. Every time Barrett has a push, he gets buried by Vince's golden shovel. And that's basically what's happening here is that they're always getting buried. Barrett has always been getting buried. And I always say that, did they just bury Barrett again? And, like, for instance, they did, like, the, just like this one. It's as if they're like, oh, we're going to do one final push for Barrett. And it's like, no, they're not.
The King of the Ring.
I mean, Barrett has everything. He has the charisma, the strength, the size to be a champion, but they don't want to give him that.
The presence.
They had everything for Wade Barrett, but they did not want to give Wade Barrett that. They wanted to keep pushing him aside for another John Cena run, another freaking John Cena run. He's not Hulk Hogan. I'm serious here. He's not Hulk Hogan. The man has gotten injured so many times. He's out with injuries so many times, but they keep treating him like he's Hulk Hogan, and people keep booing him every match he's in. He keeps getting booed.
You know what is bugging me that much is because WWE lost since 2003. No, well, not that year specifically, but if you watch the match card of in a row, WrestleMania 16, 17, 18, and 19, the variety was huge, very huge, to the point of labeling consecutive WrestleManias, including 15 and 14, like the Golden Age. Obviously, Attitude Era and beginnings of the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Yeah, the Ruthless Aggression Era, and that ended in 2011. The Ruthless Aggression Era ended in 2011. John Cena wasn't the smiling champion. He was that way after 2010. He was like a thug. If the little kids nowadays that cheer for him, they don't know how big of a thug he was when I was a teenager, and I watched him because I got away for it for like 3 years after like 2004. I stopped watching it for a couple of years, and then I see the Marine and stuff, and they're like, oh, he's this great kids champion. I'm like, John Cena, and they were like, yes, the Thug. And I'm like, he's not a thug. I'm like, yeah, he is a thug, and that's how they portrayed him off as being, was a thug, a thug. That's what his character was. Lesnar always called him this little punk he could throw around the ring and stuff. And
the punky monster that kick ass.
Yes, that's how they viewed him. They thought him as just a little punk that they could beat the living shit out of at every run that they go through. But then John Cena became the head after that one match after the match with the Big Show at WrestleMania 20, which was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
It was a good match, and it made him a legend. And then he wrestled JBL at WrestleMania 21.
21, yeah.
Yes, and he started becoming the head of WWE. He became this face.
During the 2006, Chicago. Well, you know that Chicago is obviously a misfit crowd, and I love it, Chicago, and I love Chicago crowd in WWE for that, because they go like they break the mold, basically.
Remember Extreme Rules in 2011? CM Punk left with that trophy, and everybody's like, they're gonna riot if CM Punk lost that match. And that was a good thing about Chicago,
it wasn't the Extreme Rules.
They didn't label like John Cena was gonna be the hero and save the WWE. No, CM Punk literally railroaded John Cena, and that's how good that match was. Was just like CM Punk railroaded them, and it's getting pathetic to the point of what they're doing. I'm looking at all this stuff, like I'm trying to look through the WrestleMania events here, the list of WrestleMania, like 22 and 23. 24 had a good main event. It was Undertaker versus Edge. But this year, this could be Undertaker's final WrestleMania. I don't think people really know this. 32 is probably the final year for the Undertaker. And you know who's wrestling?
Probably not. No. I have the instinct that
let me say this. You know who he's wrestling? Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
That's who he's wrestling, is Shane McMahon. And what happened there was Shane McMahon basically. It was just basically if Shane McMahon wins, he gains control of Raw. If he loses, he's out of his inheritance. They're doing that storyline, so it's going to be like so it's going to be like he's almost going to have to win and stuff. And this might be Undertaker's final match, and there's nobody that's up there. It was supposed to be Sting, from what I heard, but they screwed Sting over big time.
But Sting got injured, and maybe, just maybe, that's the reason why Taker shouldn't retire yet, just one more year. Yeah. And Orlando is not a bad city at all. It's the time when he got the world champion. Well, obviously, the ideal thing, it was his hometown, Dallas, Texas, basically, or Texas, the state of Texas. Retired, Sting versus Taker, one-on-one, final match for both. And great, but Sting got injured at Night of Champions.
Yep.
And I don't know if it was Rollins' mistake, because Rollins is a good wrestler. He's a very good wrestler. Really, you know what happened? Sting got overhyped about this match, and I think that he made a mistake, because it's like, man, long time. It was long time that I didn't have a good match with someone younger than me, and he got overhyped, and he did a bad move. Yeah.
So I'm moving on now. But just the Undertaker thing. This could be his last match. This could be his final career-ending match. This could be the match that this might be his final match. I mean, just after SummerSlam, someone filmed from the top row. They saw him behind the stage, and he collapses. So this man is not not doing well. He's not in good health at all.
He's
so.
fighting. He's fighting for
Yes.
for
He
doing well.
His health, his legs, he's barely able to walk on them and stuff, and it's mostly the other wrestlers that have to do all the work. So The Undertaker, this is probably his final match, and it's against Shane McMahon, not unless Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, actually called for this final match. He wants this to be his final match and offered it.
Yeah.
Vince is trying to screw him over on his last match, which is stupid because Triple H once said he earned his final match. He earned his last match. So I think this might be his call. So that's where I'm going with that, is that this is probably his call.
You know what? But either way, it's strange because they booked The Undertaker after WrestleMania. Either way. So
Yep.
it is going to be his final match, or they are going to wait until Orlando, and they going to make an exception because if you ask me, no matter what happens, if you put not now, but if you put Sting versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 33, it's gonna sell the freaking tickets like hot bread.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, because it's the ultimate fantasy match that it deserves to be
So,
real.
Okay, I think we've been lingering on this long enough. So, what do you think is going to appear at WrestleMania? Because there's, I'm going to put it like this: there's, here are the match cards so far, and because I'm going to make this final topic, I'm going to close the stream after this. Triple H versus Roman Reigns is the World Heavyweight Championship. Shane McMahon versus Undertaker. Ambrose versus Lesnar. Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha in a triple threat match.
Yeah, that's all. And they need to feel, obviously, and they had 3 weeks to feel the.
So but that's what we see right now. I'll cover this next week, and I'll talk about this next week with what's going to go on. So I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. I've been your host, Leon Gunstill, with Hunter and JT Vega. We had Lord Nurgle, Zeno, that Norwegian guy, and Amanda Green, and Cave Dweller for a short time. We'll be seeing you week.
Before you end the stream, Lisa also had the intention of being here, but she was sick, and she wants to say hi, but we are ending the stream, so it's a hi and bye at the same time, so it's weird.
So we'll see you guys later. I've been your host, Leon Gunstill, and I'm checking out. See you guys.